Welcome. This is Grammy Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love, where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes from alive, or makes us alive. Hence, we say the crimson light is life. Okay, so let's continue Scarface, although it's really about mainly sacrifice now, because I did mention about getting many more words out of sacrifice than previously done, and I thought it would be nice to share this because the more we are aware is the more it puts us in a position of empowerment. Indeed. So, and I think as well, what really concerns me is that I feel it's important to have a good sense of what sacrifice means to me. What sacrifice means to you? What does it mean? And so far now, it's kind of left or there's a wider meaning than just thinking of bread and wine or blood and flesh. Which is it any wonder that some people really take this thing literal? Literal so much that stuff are happening, people are feeling that they really need to be sapping the energy of one. There is not a mutual agreement. I think it's okay to have mutual agreement. It's like, okay, you want my attention right now, you want to offload, and I want to give you a listening ear, and I create that space, and so you could offload verbally and you want to say some things. Of course, I have my boundaries with that as well, but people feel that they can actually just really drink or eat the blood, drink and eat, another person, literally. And that is all derivative of this thing. When you eat of my flesh, it's not now they are saying, well, everything is in a rush now, dear God. Everything is, I don't know if I have time to wait for the cross to be hanged up and, all these long processions to take place. I just want to have that person right now. It seemed to be that's what's happening, all in the vein of sacrifice that one would feel so sinful or unworthy or disempowered that they would really feel that they would need to go to that extreme to achieve peace or the joys that are promised, the kingdoms, the glory, the heaven on earth that they have not understood. Now, dear Lord, I'm sure this is not your doing. But there have been a principle that have just been so, I don't know if it's been misconstrued, but it does really show that in everything seem to have the seed of good and bad in what reflects it as making it whole. That's all I can say for now, because we are in this realm of polarities. I have permitted myself to saying that, but I do recognize that there is a sense of wholeness. Wholeness. That is something we'll go into at a later time. But I was very conscious that when I started these presentations, it was with the understanding to highlight the polarities in how we can make better use of them. And of course, leaning more to the side the right side, the side that takes you into the high quarters, that the side that takes you into, of course, I'd like to think that I have done the Inland Revenue, but it seemed that every time we do a cycle, we would need to pay a visit to the Inland Revenue, see whether they owe us or we owe them. Well, I'm still waiting, nevertheless. Whatever. That's another thing, whatever. But Eve is in that whatever as well. Okay, so let's continue. As I said as well, I got 42 words from this exercise, which coincides with us 6 days, the 6, which is Genesis. I think I was saying that before, yes, in Genesis, because Genesis is 33, and which means that we are the 33rd degree. It's important. We don't necessarily need someone to really qualify us in that sense. Of course, we have the path of Christ. Takes us into that 5, that 5th dimension, which is on that new place. Okay, so we have 42 words, so I'm just going to go through the words, so hope they resonate with you. It's face, rice, ice, rife, rat, fair, fire. They're fairs, you know, because we're in English language. Race, scare, scar, care, case. We can see where the cases of lands and all those things come from, and houses. As, if, save, is, see, ace, car, scarf. Very interesting. Fries, acre. Of course, there's lots of fights about land, so this falls in beautifully with case as well. Case. All right. Crease. Of course, the scarf gets creased. Eat, as. Do we have as twice? We do here. Okay. Reef, fear, air, IE. We would need to really explore IE. That is, yeah. Sac, cafe. What was cafe doing with sacrifice then? People were still having, this is what I mean, this tea is still being reflected in that word's sacrifice. Tea, meaning that teas, people were having tea, having agreements, exchanging contracts, having discussions about sacrifice. It all constitutes sacrifice. Cerise, the color, now that is not red blood, is it? Well, some call it it's like blood, but really that cerise would have to do with the wine. Okay, let's see it. Far, air, taking a flight, air, of course. Rise, is, are, erase. That is to erase our sins. Okay. Sear, and last word is scarce. Okay. So, but it would be nice to see that word rich, because they're scarce. Rich, wealth. Okay, but we know, we believe that, of course, it is really a reflection of all what was done to replace the abundance of joy that Christ promised in the kingdom. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it insightful. And of course, as I say, there are words, and I'll keep them just on the screen, just going like this so you can see them, and we can always go through them as part of that record. There we are. Okay, you could zoom in on them. Okay, isn't it a lovely board? Thank you. Okay, so in the meantime, if you like this presentation, click the like button and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-love. In the meantime, stay blessed, stay bright, and stay ignited. Namaste, and spill over with love.